Why are we getting this complicated with the sequel? Usually we're like, episode 2, Electric Boogaloo. like this is the most complicated we've ever tried to get.
Excuse me for trying to elevate our art form, Danielle, to something more than just slapping Boogaloo onto it. Hello and welcome to Book Reshorts. I'm Sam.
I'm Danielle.
And this is normally the podcast where we talk about weird things to our friends who don't know what we're talking about, but...
Just weird things in general.
I mean, yeah, if you've listened to the episode, I know it's supposed to be about media, but we usually go off tangents. But right now, as you can tell, we are desperate need of our summer break, so we are giving you some lovely shorts to fill the void of these hot months, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere.
Shorts to make you cool down.
Yeah, shorts so you don't overheat in your long pants. That's how it works, right?
I do not wear pants during the summer. It's true.
You just walk around poo-bearing everywhere, right?
I do.
Yep.
I work in a very open environment. It's fine. They don't mind.
They don't.
I sit down a lot. Nobody can tell.
You're like a news anchor.
Exactly. Who knows what's going on below the shirt?
Let's not answer that question on this podcast or any other.
Well, that turned wildly. We do talk about weird things on this podcast.
Look, Danielle, I speak only the truth. So today we're bringing back our infamous Panic at the Recall episode where we have to give each other one of our own pieces of media that we told the other one about and see if we remember what we told the other person in 1 minute.
Yes.
And that should have been clear, I guess.
No, just the way you phrased it, I wondered if you meant our own piece of media, like I forgot how to explain that. That is very hard to explain.
Yeah. And you invented this game, and I'm doing my best to explain to the people at home. But the idea is you and I will pick a piece of media the other person presented and see if that person remembers anything about the thing they presented.
Piece of media.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
just the way you phrased it, I wanted to make sure that you didn't do something that I didn't do.
No, we're on the same page. We're on the same
Excellent.
page. It's, again, hard to say in a single sentence.
You did a great job, I'm sure.
The point is, it'll be extra embarrassing for us because we should know these things because we presented them in the first place.
Listen to the last one. I don't know anything.
Look, Danielle, I guarantee I'm going to faceplant into this like a person in a Mr. Magoo walking off a girder.
Fabulous. Who's up first?
I think you're going to have to go first, Danielle, because I'm hosting and I got to tell you what to do.
Aw, darn.
That's all right. You'll get the last word, so it works out fine.
I'm not as nervous this last time because I know I'm going to do poorly.
Wait, I mean, yeah, I guess that's one way to calm stage fright. If you just know you're going to suck, like, go out there and suck it. I don't care. I admire that. All right, Danielle, you ready for your first of 3 panicked recalls?
I am so ready for this.
I'm sure not easy, Danielle, because unlike you, I was kind in this. I gave some thought to the pieces I picked.
You don't know. You don't even know what I picked.
I just know you, though.
I had some help. I will tell you about it when we get there.
Uh-oh.
So it's not entirely my fault.
Okay, trying to shift the blame. I see how it is.
I am. I'm going to shift it onto them.
All right, so I am starting out with one of our most popular episodes, Danielle, Vampire
Cinderella.
Academy.
No way, I didn't need that one. A Vampire Academy.
Ready? Go!
There's a girl.
Yes.
Who's half Dampier and half human. Dampiers
and
vampires work together. Dampiers and vampires work together. Like Dampiers are like the vampire buddy system, so that vampires can have like something to drink. And she ends up being paired with the princess, I think, or whatever she is. And then they end up going to a school together called the Vampire Academy where they train to be the
You're halfway through.
Vampire and the vampire. And then oh God, what's the actual plot of that story? There's something bad happening at the academy, something that's like killing people. And they get involved in it, and they think there are a bunch of students that are involved in it, but it's not, and I don't remember what happens, and I don't know, everybody dies at the end.
You didn't even mention the werewolves, Danielle. How terrible is that?
They're werewolves?
I'm not going to, the last 2 seconds, I'll just let that hang in the air. Don't they fight werewolves and like somebody is like one of the uncles or one of the teachers of school has an underground lab? How do I remember this?
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if they're werewolves, but yes. And
There's
one of the
creature. No, it's not werewolves. There are werewolves, but there's also, I think there's werewolves, but there is like, they turn into Eloy, or not Eloy, that's from the Time Machine, but they turn into like Morlocks equivalent, like evil vampires when they kill people.
That kill people instead of being like the kind vampires that the Dampiers usually work with. Dampiers, I think that's how it's pronounced, usually work with. And then, yes, you're right that one of the students' fathers, grandfathers, whatever, is the guy who's the evil character in the end. I should know that because I actually have read that book.
Yeah.
And I've seen the movie several times.
Incredible, after the buzzer, made no difference to your score, but incredible.
I'm pretty good when there's no timeline. It's when you give me 60 seconds that I panic.
Yeah, I mean, again, I could be wrong about the werewolves. I mean, I'm just assuming that every vampire young adult thing has werewolves in it, but I swear there was something about werewolves, and maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
It's a real possibility.
I could be confusing it with Blood and Chocolate, because obviously that
There
too.
are definitely werewolves in that.
Yeah, so, and everything else, so maybe I just made a bad assumption.
Listeners, are there werewolves in Vampire Academy? Neither of us can recall.
Look, all right, I have to know. Let me Google this real quick. Vampire Academy werewolves? You need to talk about her psychic visions, everything.
Oh yeah, the vampire has psychic visions. It's all coming back to me now.
You know what? I don't think there are any werewolves in.
No, I think you were right that there's just like the evil vampires.
Yep. Okay. I got. That one's on me. But it wasn't even my media piece. So I'm not.
That makes me feel better.
I mean, it wasn't my media piece. And I had to remind you about the whole secret lab and her visions.
No, you did great. Yeah, good job. 10 points to you, 5 points to me.
Fine. What point? What are you talking about? We do this for nothing except humiliation. We get no reward, and we're only ridiculed. Why do we put up with this? Why do we do this to ourselves?
If you gave me a reward and then there was a timeline, I would do much better. I'm competitive.
You are very reward driven, like a dog or another show animal of some kind.
You know what? It served me well in life. I'm not taking it back. I
don't think you should. You were very successful. All right. I mean, I'm talking a big game, but the second you give me my media piece, it's going to be all downhill for me.
It might be.
All right, Danielle, hit me. It's my turn to suffer.
Okay. I am going to have you do Moonfall.
Moonfall. Oh, great.
Oh, great.
Whenever you're ready.
Ready, set, go.
All right, there's this dude. He's an astronaut. His partner gets killed in a space by something. He gets blamed for it. He becomes washed up. Many years later, he is contacted by this other guy who's a conspiracy theorist about the moon being the hollow moon or something, and he breaks into his house like, hey, the moon's hollow, breaks into the observatory in Los Angeles, hey, the moon's hollow, and somehow this former astronaut washed up guy is like, oh yeah, I'm on board with this, but then, I think it's Halle Berry at NASA sees the moon is getting closer to the Earth. How did that happen? The moon's going to crash into the Earth.
And the guy's like, hollow moon.
Hollow moon. I told you it was hollow moon. And so the president makes some kind of announcement about it, and then Halle Berry realizes there's some conspiracy going on. Is that how much time I've left or how much time I've done?
How much time you have left? Now you have 10.
There's only
you're just
one time point. Okay, whatever. Okay, point is, Halle Berry, astronaut guy, and conspiracy theorists go to the moon. It is hollow. It's powered by AI. It was built by ancient humans.
Time.
You gave me no timestamps in that. That's on you. You didn't give me one the entire time.
You were on a roll. I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, that's your fault. I had that one dead to rights, and you gave me nothing.
You did great.
I'm saying that's a foul.
You just were so streamlined. I just didn't want to interrupt that. I quite literally do not remember anything about that movie except the part where they're on the moon and they find out there's stuff inside of
that it was an alien, it was a ancient human civilization that was like, they killed themselves by making AI, and they sent the moon to make a new Earth, and the AI is like,
man, that was a weird movie.
Yeah. I'm surprised you remember nothing about that movie. That movie is seared into my brain. It's so every moment I was talking about, I hate this. I hate how dumb this is. What is happening? I love this. Oh, I hate this. What is happening? I love this.
Hollow moon.
Great. They're driving the moon into space. Again, it's one of our many Starship Moon episodes.
I knew that. I just couldn't remember anything up to that point. I'm glad you recalled it so well. Now I will remember it.
I doubt it.
I won't. I won't remember that at all.
All right. Well, I'm giving myself a check mark on that one.
Good job.
All right.
So you always think you're going to fail. You never do.
I did pretty bad on Bury Me Deep last time.
That's true. You forgot the entire ghost premise.
I mean, I remember the ghost premise. I remember she met him on the plane.
Mike.
I don't know.
That's forever seared into my brain. I think because doesn't the cover have like a tombstone on it that just says Mike?
I do not remember the cover of that book. I got it from the library as a PDF. I mean, a digital ebook.
Perfect. All right.
You ready for take 2, Danielle?
Yes, I'm ready. All right,
this is one that, boy, I remember nothing about this, so good luck.
Hopefully I do.
The movie Wonder Woman 1984, and go.
Okay, Wonder Woman. It's a sequel.
Yes.
What happens? Gosh. So I think she's living her life. Doesn't her boyfriend dies?
In the first movie, yes. We're not talking about that movie.
Yeah,
but
she ends up seeing him again, though. He comes back. I don't remember this movie at all. I've seen it like twice. There's a lady in the leotard who's the bad guy. She turns into like the sexy jungle cat lady.
30 seconds.
Her boyfriend comes back. Oh, her boyfriend gets transported into another person's body and comes back, and they have no issues with the fact that she's using somebody else's body to like have a relationship with. It's not brought up once in that whole movie. So she's like having a whole relationship with him, and then she has to fight the sexy jungle cat lady who's the scientist in the there's also like something about
5
diamonds.
4,
I don't know.
3, 2, 1. All right. I don't remember much about. I don't remember the transported boyfriend body thing. I do remember the whole thing about the wish granting magic stone.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, the whole like MacGuffin that powers the plot.
Yeah, no, I'm apparently really good today at remembering all the side details and none of the actual plot.
That's like you're like, oh, I have a lot to say about the boyfriend going into the other body.
I have really strong feelings about that.
Yeah, legitimately insane, but also like maybe in your 1-minute summary doesn't need 30 seconds of explanation.
Yeah, but I was trying to remember literally anything else about that whole movie. I was hoping if I just kept talking, other plot points would come to me. It's got what's his face in it? The man who's having a moment. What is his name? I love him.
You've got to be more specific than that.
The guy, Pedro Pascal.
Oh, Pedro Pascal, sure, yes.
Yeah, he plays he's a father. He's
a kid.
Egypt
in the movie?
I don't know if they go to Egypt, but he's definitely got
Egypt.
okay, sure. He's got the
the whole thing about how like they got a jet to the Egypt and back? All right.
Oh, sure. Yeah, because he goes to Saudi Arabia or something. I think it could be somewhere in that area. Yeah, but he decides that he decides that he's gonna try to run the entire world. He like makes the wish that he's basically in charge of everything.
He like wishes for ultimate power or whatever. He's got the wish stone crystal
wishes
idol thing.
Wishes. Yeah.
Well,
good job.
That was. I mean, I give you a half a check mark on that one. I think because you got all the side details, but not the main details. That's like half. I'll give you half.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That was pretty good. I just could not remember. I couldn't remember what the thing was that they were after. You're right. It was the magic wishing stone.
Yeah.
I was getting there because I remember the lady, the woman is the scientist. No, the woman who's a scientist or anthropologist or whatever she is, who works at the same company as Wonder Woman, or same place as Wonder Woman. And she's trying to that was where I was going. I just couldn't remember what the thing was. So well done, Sam, as usual, remembering more than me about my thing.
Look. We have our skill set. I need to remind you again, this game was your idea. It was your idea again to do this particular episode.
It's fun to do. I just don't remember things well.
All right. I'm just trying to make it clear to the listener that I am not like trying to humiliate you out of some kind of weird cruelty. This is fully consensual.
True. I absolutely said maybe we should do Panic at the Recall again. So that's on me.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Just making that clear. I mean, glad you're having fun, but I just want people to think like, man, Sam makes Danielle play a lot of games she's terrible at that. She's great at. He must really hate her. I'm like, it's not my fault.
I'm really good at other games, just not the ones we do.
No, you're good at some of the ones we do, like the ones where you have to guess the title or the book from the plot from the title. I'm bad at that one.
Oh, well, that might have been just pure luck.
I mean,
all right,
we'll find out if we play the game, yeah. Well, it's your turn, Danielle.
All right, round 2, Sam.
Oh, boy.
So your next one is with the wonderful, the fabulous, amazing actor, Nick Cage. It's the movie Knowing.
Knowing, yes.
Go.
Okay, so Nick Cage is a widower with his depressed son. He's a professor of astrophysics, something like that. And his son starts having like weird visions, and there was a time capsule that was buried a long time ago with the drawings of these weird things and whispers, and his son is hearing these whispers, and it all turns out that like there's this apocalypse coming. He starts knowing that he gets this code from the time capsule.
He starts knowing.
Yeah, he starts knowing that there's these well, basically he figures out that this piece of paper scribbled by this young girl back in the time capsule has like the dates and times of disasters, and that the last one where the thing ends is like, oh, that's the apocalypse is going to happen. And it turns out that, yeah, he's right, I guess. Somehow the apocalypse is happening. And so the aliens, these are aliens, are coming down. They want to take his son along with some other children away to like restart humanity on another planet with rabbits and wheat. And he's like, cool, take my son. The end.
53 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
I left out some details about the lady he was talking to and her daughter and everything, but it's fine.
That was impressive. Good job.
That movie is very hard to explain because, boy, is it crazy.
I, again, remembered almost nothing about that.
This is like, really good for us.
Stuff. I remember there was like an apocalypse, and he somehow knew that it was happening. That was what I remember.
The part I had the hardest time explaining was the fact that like this little girl rolled this down on a time capsule with like alien whispering in her ear, and then he found the time capsule. And that was I could not figure out how to say that in a coherent way.
I had forgotten about the time capsule entirely until you said it, and I was like, oh yeah. It all comes back to me when you say it. I'm like, oh yeah.
You have a very good prompted memory. You know, very good impromptu memory. Yeah, exactly. It's all in there. You just have trouble accessing it.
You know what? I save it for other, more important memories.
Is that true?
Yeah, I have really good recall of conversations that I've had, just not hour and a half long conversations where you just talk to me.
Oh, okay. Just malign the entire premise of our podcast.
I'm just saying that's why I don't recall it. But if it was a back and forth, that was like, or sometimes I don't remember the jokes from it because it was more back and forth.
Okay, great. Well, I'll try to make our entirely sharing-based podcast more back and forth.
I have very good conversational recall for conversations with actual people.
Oh, okay, great. So I'm not actual people?
Outside of this, Sam. This is not a conversation. I mean, not right now it is, obviously, but in general.
I'll remember this one, I'll tell you that much.
You don't have good conversational recall, so it's fine.
I have decent enough. I remember enough. All right, well, let's round this out today with your third and final. Let's see if you can get yourself that grand slam. I decide to be very kind and give you your wonderful DCOM can of worms. Go!
There's a boy.
Yeah.
He finds a can of worms.
I don't think you know that joke cost you 5 seconds.
These are so hard.
How is can of worms so hard?
I don't remember what prompted any of the aliens to show
20
up.
Seconds.
There's like all these aliens that doesn't he open up something and all these aliens show up? What is the actual Sam?
He like sends a transmission out to space or something. 30 seconds.
Oh, he sends a message out to space somehow with his like satellite dish or something, and all these aliens show up, and they're I forget what they're trying to do, but they're trying to all sell him on something.
It's like a legal thing where they like Earth is now in communication with the rest of the galaxy. 45 seconds.
Yeah, because they finally realized Earth is like allowed to talk to the aliens, and so like alien lawyers show up, like all of that, and they're like trying to like hard sell him on stuff, and he can't do it, and they're like taking over his entire life. And
3, 2,
I don't know. He wins in the end. All the aliens disappear. Earth is fine.
I mean, not even remotely. They go to the alien zoo planet, and they have to rescue his friends and the girl.
How come you remember? These were hard. You picked hard. You got mad at me that I was going to pick a hard one for you. These are hard.
Danielle, I mean, in my defense, I thought these things would not be hard because, as you said, you watched Wonder Woman multiple times.
I know, but
and you
maybe I'm just not in a space. I'm not in a mental space.
Vampire Academy. Like I thought, these are things that Danielle should be more familiar with, at least on premise.
I'm sorry. I tried my best.
You're doing great, Danielle, but like I thought I was trying to be kind. That's all I'm going to get at here. I'm sorry it didn't work out that way. It was not intentional.
That was a terrible showing on my part. I'm glad there was not a contest involved.
Oh man! I mean, I thought Can of Worms would be your best one, frankly, because you're like, oh, it's a DCOM.
I remember the prompting event. I I remembered all the, you know what my takeaway from that movie is? I've seen it twice. Once when I was little, probably when it came out, and then like once for the podcast. Yeah. And my recollection of that is all of the crazy aliens.
Yeah. Like, well, see, Danielle, your problem is you get hung up on the detail of how he contacts the aliens. You can just skip that. You can just say he contacts aliens somehow and they all come to Earth. That'd be fine.
No, because that's what I do when I'm trying to think of other things that have happened.
Oh, okay.
It's just so words are coming out of my mouth.
Oh, I do that stalling.
I do that in conversations as well. Sometimes I'll just keep describing things even though I don't need to because I'm trying to recall what I want to say next.
We all know what stalling is. We got it.
Yeah.
All right, Danielle. Let's end this charade.
All right. Are you ready for this, Sam?
Probably not. Let's do it.
I'm taking no responsibility for this because I was talking to a listener of ours who's also a friend named Mark.
Okay, because I was going to say, if it was my mother, I'm going to have words with her.
Mark. No, I should have texted your mom because that would have been very funny.
Like, you traitor!
And so Mark was helping me come up with all of the different options.
Oh, okay, great.
So this is where we got to. And your last one, I apologize, is The Fall of Hyperion.
Oh, the one okay, great. Whenever you're ready.
Ready, set, go.
All right, I'm not going to talk about Hyperion at all. So, we're here. There's a war happening for the Ousters. 6 seconds wasted
with your us.
A lady who stalls all the time. So there's a war happening potentially between the Ousters and the Hegemony, but actually it's being orchestrated by the Techno Corps.
20 seconds.
We have to have the thing where all the pilgrims are on Hyperion and they're dying one by one, but eventually Saul Weintraub takes his daughter infant daughter who's aging backwards into the Sphinx, and she goes into the future and becomes Moneta in the future, who hooks up with Kassad, who's also dead for fighting the Shrike. And then we end the book with everyone being like, the Ousters have severed, there's been the whole community, Empire's been destroyed, and some mysterious forces severed the Farcasters and Fat Line from everyone, and it ends with everyone going, well, we're back to the Stone Ages now.
56 seconds, Fall of Hyperion.
I mean,
can't believe that took him 6 episodes.
Shut up. Yeah, I barely touched anything in that book.
Can you imagine if that's the only introduction you've ever had to Hyperion? You're like, infant daughter aging backwards.
Yeah, I told you I wasn't going to touch on anything from the first Hyperion. I'm going in assuming you have the baseline knowledge. I don't have time to summarize the first Hyperion, so the second Hyperion makes any sense.
No, that is funny.
Given the prompt of summarize this insane two books, basically one story in 2 books in 1 minute, I think I'm happy with that.
Mark and I agreed it would be the best one to do because it's like the kind of the most incoherent, and it's in the middle of two actual plots.
I'm not even getting to like the whole they go into the Techno Corps, into the Spider-Verse, the cyberpunk part of it anyway. Well, whatever.
Goodness.
All right. Well, everyone, if those made no sense to you, try going back and listening to the episodes about those media. I can't promise they'll make more sense, but they might help clarify what we were trying to get at.
They certainly will make more sense than what I did.
Look, you stall with saying the same thing over and over, guys. Stall with us. It's a thing.
Good times.
Oof. Well, if you out there want to suggest, a la Mark, ideas for us to do Panic at the Recall with, you can write into us at bookretorts.com.
You can also tweet, Instagram, or Facebook us at bookretorts.
And if you want to pay, or help pay, for Danielle and I to get a coach to help us train our mind palaces for memory.
I think, did we say this once before?
Danielle, if we did, I don't remember, which just proves how badly we need this service. Then you can support us at patreon.com/bookretorts.
Ironically, I remember that, but I do not remember any of the things that I read or watch.
Again, you could be entirely right, but I think that it's funnier if you are, because it just proves we need it really badly. So until next time, don't panic too hard. Bye.
Take care, everybody. That was worse than I expected.
I don't know. I think you did all right. It's really very funny. Did you actually panic less this time? You're like, I'm not going to panic this time because I know I'm going to fail.
I didn't panic. It was actually, not that I was actually like nervous last time, but I was like, this could be stressful. And then this time I was very low key about it, but I remembered far less. So
maybe you need that stress.
Energy. I need the stress.
Great stuff.